Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. There is so much fall in this Scentsy Club haul. I'm Stacy. I am a Scentsy independent consultant, been so for about a year, been melting Scentsy Wax for about 16. I'd love it if you'd subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you're newer to Scentsy Club like me, here is a quick overview of the subscription program. You can select from a monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly subscription frequency. You can choose 1, 2, or 3 of those. You get the Always Get My Bar perk, 10% discount on orders over 30, and a half off item when you spend 60, along with $8 flat rate shipping. So let's jump right in with the first bar. This is one of 16 bakery bars that is in this club haul. If you watched my bakery drawer tour, you know that I love bakery, and I mentioned that quite a few were missing, but they were coming in my quarterly club, and here is one of them that I love so much. This is apple cherry strudel. It's just a delicious, juicy cherry strudel scent. It's such a treat scent for me. I don't get more than 15 hours a day of it, but it's just gorgeous, and I'm so glad to have it. I love it in my office, and I also really enjoy it in the kitchen. Similar but completely different is Cran Apple Crumble. This is a drier scent. It is a little bit more tart than sweet, but it's just a lovely, beautiful bakery scent that I enjoy to have on occasion in my office. Also in my kitchen, this one performs less well in my kitchen. It just gets lost in kind of the other fragrances that go on in the kitchen, but I really, really enjoy this in my office. It is similar in that it's about a 12 to 15 hour bar. And then here I have a caramel praline cake. I really love this one. It is caramel sweet, so this one is primarily just an office melt for me because some folks don't love this intense of a sweet in my home as I do, but I enjoy it, and so I'm glad to have one of those coming in. This is Dutch apple bread, which Dutch apple bread is one that I loved in the fall collection. It was probably my second favorite bar out of the fall 2023 Harvest collection, I think it was called. It's just a beautiful Dutch apple bread scent. Do I think it smells exactly like Dutch apple bread that I've had in the past? No, but it's got a beautiful bready dough scent. You definitely pick up the apple. Quite delicious. Really love that one. It's very unique, and so I'm glad to have it in my club. Next up is one that I'm a bit hopeful that might come to the catalog because it was so popular. It's a scent of the month. It was Frosted Cinnamon Roll. The icing on this is just decadent, but it doesn't tip over the point of being too sweet for everyone in my house to enjoy it. So I love this one, and this is one of those that was missing in my bakery drawer tour. And one of the things that I'm really grateful for my club is that I don't have to keep a store of these bars that I love. I can kind of let my drawer go empty and then it fills back up, and that's just kind of awesome. Next up, now I think, was this the Harvest collection or was this the Christmas collection? I think this was the Christmas collection, Scents of the Season. This is Cherry's Jubilee, and this is one that it was on the bubble. I almost cut this one. However, I love blending this bar. It's good on its own, but it is very, very cherry forward. But when I blend this and when I do this alone in my open concept, it's not for everyone in my home. When I blend this with sugar cookie, it's one of everybody's favorites. So I do tend to have a brick of sugar cookie on hand, and I mix that, and it's just delightful. This is King Cake, and if you've watched my empties videos, you realize that I go through this about once a week. I love this. It's such a good blender. I enjoy it in my open concept, blending it with BANANAS. It's become one of my absolute favorites. It's a beautiful golden butter, cinnamon, light sugar scent. So it's not overly sweet, but it's just a gorgeous bar, and I love having it. Kitchen, open concept, bedrooms, office, everywhere. It's wonderful. And this is also from that same Mardi Gras collection that gave us King Cake. It's Midnight Masquerade, and it's a beignet scent. And out of the entire collection, I think Midnight Masquerade was my favorite scent. It's so unique. The beignet is nice and forward, but it's light in the air. So I really, really, my favorite spot for this is the kitchen because you get that beautiful midnight lily, but also it doesn't seem out of place in the kitchen and it doesn't overpower other scents. But when you've got nothing going on, you get this light fragrance of beignets kind of wafting in kind of my larger open concept. I also really enjoy this in bedrooms. It creates a totally different, moodier vibe that I love in bedrooms. Next up, this is Amaretto, and this is from, I think, Bring Back My Bar 2024. And I really enjoy this one. It does maybe lean a little cherry, but it smells really just like that amaretto type liqueur that you might find in cakes and things like that. So I really enjoy this as a blender. This is great with king cake. It's one of the things that I love to blend with king cake, but I also do enjoy it on its own. And it's a good open concept form for me. So that tends to be where I prefer it. This is Toasted Caramel Sugar, also from that Bring Back My Bar. This whole little run is from Bring Back My Bar 2024. And Toasted Caramel Sugar literally smells like you are making caramel. It's so delicious. It's a beautiful accent. It's lovely in the air on its own as well. It mixes with things beautifully, but I do also just love this one on its own. It's such a unique scent, and I'm so glad to have it in my club. Vanilla Walnut is the next one, and this is one that I love this in bedrooms. It creates almost, this is one like Midnight Masquerade for me, where when I place it in the kitchen, it's not out of place, and it feels very warm and welcoming, and very much like you could be baking a vanilla walnut bread or something in your kitchen. But when I melt this in the bedroom, it leans a little more body care to my nose, and it feels warm and beautiful and perfectly placed in that space as well. It's just a light, gorgeous scent, and I'm so glad to have it back in my bakery drawer. Next up is Frosted Ginger Cookie. This is one that when I started melting Scentsy Wax back in like 2009, 2010, this was available, and I love it. And when it went away, I was so sad. It was gone for a long time, came back in the Bring Back My Bar, so I'm excited to have it secured in my club. It is a fresh ginger. This is not a gingerbread scent. It's very unique, and you get kind of that sharp, fresh ginger along with the cookie note that is just so evocative of actually making ginger cookies, which I love. And then we have, I think this is the last one that I have from that Bring Back My Bar, but if you've watched my empties, much like King Cake and Midnight Masquerade, this is like my other favorite to have in the kitchen because it's just a light waffle cone scent. It partners with so many other things, including not just like wax scents, but it also partners really well when you're making your morning coffee. Just the notes that exist in the kitchen complement this bar beautifully. It's a light waffle cone smell, and it's not heavy. It's not an overdone waffle cone. It's just a light sweet smell in the air, and I really appreciate and love that. And then these are the classics that I just absolutely would be heartbroken if they don't come back in the fall. This is pumpkin roll, and for me, I have bricks of pumpkin roll, and I also have some that I store in my curing for fall basket. I'm not curing it because it needs it. I just want to make sure that I have it. So I just for years have done that, where when the catalog is going out of season, I will stock up on the things for the next season, because honestly, I will melt pumpkin roll all year round. It's just a delicious scent, and I am a bakery lover. Next up is Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. Now, of the two, if I had to pick pumpkin roll or pumpkin cinnamon swirl, I would pick pumpkin roll. And I don't know why. In the past, I've gone through seasons with this where sometimes pumpkin roll is my number one and sometimes pumpkin cinnamon swirl is my number one, but I love them both. And I am concerned always that they're, especially now that there's this delicious frosted cinnamon roll in the mix, I get concerned that they might pull one from the catalog. And I don't want them to pull either pumpkin cinnamon swirl or pumpkin roll from the catalog. I want to have it on hand. So I secure it in my club through the summer months. And then finally, I have Gimme Candy. Now, Gimme Candy is one that is new to me this year, and I've really been enjoying it as a like Halloween melt. I only melt it like once per year, so did I need to secure it in my club? Probably not, but I just didn't want to run the risk of not having it because it's such a fun, kind of evocative of that Halloween kind of saccharine sweet moment that happens around you know, Halloween and October and all of those months. So I wanted to have that available, so I secured this one in my club. Next up, I have a couple of blenders. This one is Cinnamon Bear. This is a strong, like red hot cinnamon. I am a spice lover, and I think this is a bestseller, but I do watch Elizabeth Scenes and Scents, and she said on her channel that she thought this might go away. And I was like, what? Why would it go away? So I popped it in my club for over the summer just to make sure that it was available. It's such a great blender. Um, I, I don't want to be without that. It's really, really good. And I also enjoy it on its own, but I enjoy it on its own more in my office space because it is quite strong. It's like a red hot. It's really just like a red hot. This is around the campfire, and this is one of my absolute favorite bars. I enjoy it on its own. Everybody in my house enjoys it on its own. It's an open concept worm for me, but also it's an excellent blender. This is so delicious mixed with Cozy Cardigan, just 1-to-1 and warmers. It creates a lovely, just warm blanket kind of by the fire scent. And I enjoy having this bar. It mixes with so many things. And throughout the winter months, we have a fireplace that doesn't have an actual fire in it because it's very hot here. And I will drop one of around the campfire in there. And it just kind of gives the feeling that that fire is actually firing, when in fact it is not, because it's too hot here for that. Um, this is very snowy spruce, and I think it's super popular. I think the odds that it's probably going to go away are small. I do have a brick of it on hand, but I just wanted to pop it in because I love this mixed with sugar cookie. I love sugar cookie combined with very snowy spruce, and I also love sugar cookie combined with very snowy spruce and strawberry sweetie, or I'm gonna definitely try strawberry bliss with it, and maybe berry bliss too, this coming winter. Next up is snowberry, and this is one that did go away, and I usually stock up on this because I actually love this most in like the late winter, early spring. It's a really good scent. It's a year-round scent for me, so I'm glad to have it back. That's snowberry. And then I have this. This was a limited time offer. This was around the holiday collection of 2023, Orange Spice and Everything Nice. I really love this. It's performing beautifully for me in my home, and just given our scent preferences, it's one that we've enjoyed all spring as well. We took a little break from it, and then we've gotten back into it, and it's just delicious. Then I have Christmas Cottage. Of course, this is a classic, but this is kind of the scent that brought me to Scentsy back in like 2008, 2009. Christmas Cottage and like Silver Bells, which you'll see in here. The holiday, those original holiday blends are very unique, and I really would be sad if I did not have them. So I've got them in my quarterly club. This is Christmas Cottage Cider, new from the Scentspiration. I love this. It is really good. I feel like it's its own unique thing, and I love the raspberry so much in Christmas Cottage, and this feels like they just took the raspberry out of Christmas Cottage, but I just enjoy the variety of it, so I popped that one in my club as well. And then here I have Winterberry Apple Tea. Now, Winterberry Apple Tea is one that for me is a year-round melt. So I stock up on it when the catalog ends, and then I also just wanted to secure it in my club because I would be sad if I didn't have it. And this was one of my favorite alternating warmer blends. I loved this with Frosted Cedar and Every Other Warmer, just quite a few others that I really enjoy cranberry and cardamom with, because it is just a nice simple scent that provides balance and layers, and it's also really good on its own. So I'm glad to have that. Next up, we have Cinnamon Pine Cones. This is one of those bars that surprised me. This absolutely smells just like one of those cinnamon pine cones that you would see in a craft store back in the day. I really enjoy this fragrance. It's also great in the pods. If it comes back, and it comes back in the pods, it's so delicious, but also very delicious in the wax, and I loved that as a mixer as well. This is Toasted Apple Butter. This was from that Bring Back My Bar, January 2024. It is a spice bar to me, and especially as it ages, it's getting even spicier, which for me, I love. But it's also a rich, creamy butter note. It's a beautiful addition. It's a beautiful mixer, and I've enjoyed mixing with it, but it's also really great on its own. This is one of the, I think, few licensed bars that I have. This is just one bite. It's such a beautiful sweet red apple scent to me. I really enjoy it. So it made the cut to be a licensed bar still in the club. But what could knock it out, if I ever had to choose between them, would be Jack's Obsession. This is a green apple scent, which I don't typically prefer, but there's just some magic about Jack's Obsession. I think lots of folks have tried to replicate it, and I don't think anybody has. It's just wonderful, soft, lilting apple scent that also has a bit of spice. This is Midnight Mahogany, and this is, to me, one of those bars, much like caramel waffle cone, that when you have a scent that is just, it's not a background scent necessarily. When you put it in, it is soft and lilting, and you can almost even forget that it's there, but it's providing this beautiful, rich balance in the background, and it's complex. So I really love the deep, rich tones of Midnight Mahogany. I love it in my study and office and dining room and living room, open concept, everywhere. This is also one of those bars that just layers beautifully to me. So this bar will go for days, and I can layer different scents and fragrances on top of it. And it's just lovely. I would be sad if it didn't come back, and I don't hear a lot of folks talking about it. So I wanted to make sure that I secured it in my club. Similar to Midnight Mahogany, but a bit bolder, is Cedar Cider. This is such a beautiful scent, and it mixes and blends very well. It's one of those fragrances that it's very unique. So while it blends and it layers, it's also incredibly unique, and I would be sad without it. So I made sure to have that in my club just in case it goes away in the fall, but I hope it comes back. This is Falling Leaves, and this is gone away. This is from Bring Back My Bar. I really enjoy Falling Leaves as a scent. It's got, I think, cardamom and cinnamon and patchouli. It just has a beautiful crunchy leaves vibe without being overbearing. So it's crowd pleasing in open concept and closed concept, and I really enjoy that throughout the fall. Next up is Fall Feelin', and I put this in my club because I wanted to give it another shot. I really did not give it a try this past fall season, and I thought, oh, what if I fall in love with it and I don't have it secured in my club? So I popped it in there just in case. This was one of my favorites from the Fall Harvest collection. It's White Pumpkin and Driftwood. It's incredibly unique. I don't think I have seen anything like this from Scentsy in recent years, certainly. It's complex and beautiful, and so I'm excited to have it in my club. I also still have a stockpile of it, and it's one that I'm still actively melting in spaces because I'm a mood melter. Next up, I have Cozy Cardigan. Now, Cozy Cardigan is a fragrance that I am just melting all the time. It's good combining with other scents, like I said, with Around the Campfire. That's one of my favorites. But it's just an elegant, cozy, creamy scent. I love it in bedrooms. It goes for days. I would be sad if it didn't come back, so I have that secured in my club, but I do hope it comes back in the fall. This is Cashmere and Corduroy, and this is another really unique one. I love this in bedrooms, but it also does perform really well in my open concept. It's a cozy scent, but it has a lot of depth, and it is a little bit heavier in the air than like a cozy cardigan. But Cashmere and Corduroy is just a staple, and I would again be quite sad if it didn't come back, so I secured that one. Forever Flannel is another one that is more of a bedroom scent for me, and I enjoy it. It lasts for days. It was a part of that same holiday collection that had orange spice and everything nice in it, which I also kept in my club. I really enjoy this fragrance, and how it is on cold is not at all reflective of how it is on warm, which is one of those the reasons why I just don't trust my gold sniffer, because I really do enjoy this, and the performance was amazing to me. So I'm glad to have that one as an option. Another bedroom scent that I really enjoy is vanilla barnwood. A lot of folks talk about getting sort of a cereal note from this. I can see that. I don't get the cereal note, like if somebody hadn't told me, but I also am very suggestive in the fact that once somebody has told me, I can usually discern, oh, yeah, I can see that. Um, but it's lovely. It's a beautiful fragrance, and I just appreciate that it's got that driftwood note that I can pick up, and I can also pick up the vanilla, which I can't always pick up vanilla, and I love the scent of vanilla. So when I can smell vanilla in a bar, I am probably going to keep that around. Next up, I have Soarin' High Through the Sky, and for me, I did have to make a decision this time between the two Dumbo bars. There's Dumbo Soarin' High Through the Sky, and there's Dumbo Circus Parade. And Dumbo Circus Parade I did cut, even though I really enjoy that, and it's going in this warmer right here. It's a They're both good bars, but this bar to me, when I got the brick of this, it fills my open concept for like 2 to 3 days, and I really enjoy it with a beautiful soft um, but room filling fragrance that's fruity and sweet and decadent. So I'm glad to have this in my club. Now we're to one of my favorite mixing bars. This is Bananas, and this is in my club and survived in my club, I think, because of King Cake. It's just one of my favorite blends is King Cake and Bananas. So that combination is why this bar is here. Next up, we have Strawberry Sweetie. And Strawberry Sweetie is one that occasionally I will melt on its own, but as I shared before, I really enjoy this as a strawberry note added to sugar cookie and very snowy spruce in a holiday blend that I do. So that's why it's here too. It's here to be a mixer. Strawberry Bliss is one that I think this came in the Easter collection, and there are a couple of really great strawberry scents out right now to me. I also really enjoy Berry Bliss that is in the catalog right now, but I really wanted to keep this Strawberry Bliss bar around for a bit more, and I love Club for that. So I don't know if it's going to long-term stay, but I'm glad that I have it now. Next up, we have Lemon Lime Fizz, and I kept this around because of the lime. It is one of my, nope, it is my favorite of the kind of lemon lime offerings that have existed recently. I don't really get a fizz note with this, but it's a bright, beautiful lemon scent that has that lime present. And so not just for blending, but also on its own. It's lovely. When I'm reaching for a lemon scent, I like it to be balanced, but it does also blend really well with bakery. It's a great blender, so I decided to keep that one. Next up, I have Everlasting Gobstopper from the Willy Wonka collection. I really enjoy this. It's a candy orange scent. It's great in bedrooms, great in the open concept. It's a fun change of pace, and so I keep that one around to keep me moving through the scent notes. This is Silver Bells, and it's one of those that I was talking about earlier that's just a classic for me. I would be so sad if I didn't have it, and I also melt this year round. So I do have some of this already on hand, but I wanted to secure it in my club because I would be very sad. There's nothing like Silver Bells that I've smelled anywhere else, and I smell a lot of candles and wax and things like that, and nobody really has anything that's similar to this to me, and it's just unique and a good year-round melt. I also have Perfect Peppermint here. Perfect Peppermint is one that I don't reach for this often, so I don't really have a stockpile of it. But I like using Scentsy Club to have at least one on hand every quarter because I think this is great in bedrooms, particularly when I have a headache. I enjoy it in my office, but I don't need very many cubes of it because it's a powerhouse. So most of the time I use just 2 cubes in a space. It does also blend and mix very well, but most of the time I'm reserving this for if I've got a headache. And this is another scent of the season. This is Meant to Be Merry. I absolutely love this. It's absolutely gorgeous to me. On its second day, you really get the cookie note. It's almost like a chocolate cookie, like the chocolate Girl Scout cookie to me. But on the first day, the mint is more forward than that. And just the fact that it develops and changes and gives me typically about 3 days, which remember when I'm saying 3 days, that's typically about 45 hours because I keep my warmers on for 15 hours a day. So that might only be 2 days for you. This is Creme de Menthe, which is also from the Mardi Gras collection, and I adored that whole Mardi Gras collection. Creme de Menthe really does, I mean, it's what it says. It smells like creme de menthe to me. And I really enjoy it. I've been able to blend with it in ways that I think are fun, but also I enjoy it on its own, just as a nice minty, creamy change of pace every now and then. So it's really nice and not overbearing in space. And this is Cranberry Candy Cane, which was a part of the winter collection in 2023. I know a lot of people were like cranberry candy cane and they didn't particularly love it. And I was honestly one of those people when I first heard about the scent and when I smelled it on cold. But when we warmed it, it quickly became one of our favorites in bedrooms. It's just a very bright, fresh scent. And I think it's lovely to provide balance to your home fragrance kind of roster during particularly heavy months where we're doing a lot of really rich and heavy scents. So I'm glad to have that. You guys, the rain is here. I'm not sure if you can hear it. Last but certainly not least is Simply Patchouli. Well, certainly not least for me. I know it was not everybody's favorite in the Bring Back My Bar round, but for me, I really, really enjoyed this. I'm glad to have it in my club. It's a great mixer, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have in my club. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so we can stay in touch. Let me know in the comments, do you have a club? And if so, what's your #1 item? Thanks for watching.